two other pharmaceutical medications at the time. But prior to him being allowed to start the Epidiolex, he was to come off clobazam because clobazam interacted with, or they thought at the time, clobazam interacted with Epidiolex.
Okay. And so you did notice almost immediately that his seizures had reduced when you first started giving him cannabis. So
Yeah.
during that journey, did you change the formulation of cannabis that he was getting?
The cannabis that the way it happened was I had initially got the MyCBD, and then I was given the opportunity to try out Epidiolex, which meant that because in the UK we have an NHS system, so we don't pay for our NHS, it's free for our medical care, or the majority of it is. And because I was offered a trial of Epidiolex, it meant that I wouldn't have to pay for cannabis. I would get it from the doctors, but also I would have Cole's medical team on board, which was really important to me at the time, because I wanted everybody to be, together, and them to be looking after all of Cole's medical needs and not just some of it. So we trialled Epidiolex, but unfortunately, as I said, it didn't work. But I knew because I had been on the whole plant, MyCBD, that we were on the right track. It was just that Epidiolex didn't work for Cole. So while we were in hospital coming off the Epidiolex, I told the doctors at that point enough was enough. I wanted him back in whole plant, but the doctors wouldn't support my decision. So I had to take matters into my own hands. And that was at the point where I went to Holland with Cole's medical records, leaving my wee boy in hospital with his dad, and had to walk for 4 days to find a doctor that would look at Cole's medical records and prescribe a cannabis medicine whole plant that had THC in it. I managed to get that prescription in Holland by a doctor for Bedrolite. But that meant that because the prescription was written in Holland, it wasn't then legal in the UK because it wasn't prescribed by a UK doctor. So I had to take the decision that I had to smuggle the drug back into Scotland, which I did. And I was also part of a documentary at the time trying to campaign for medicine for Cole, and they covered it. So it was then published in May, and I was kind of outed, if you like, that I had smuggled cannabis oil into the UK and into Scotland for my wee boy, and I was investigated.
And put a target on your back.